What's going on, guys, and welcome to the forest changelog video. I'm just going to go over everything that was changed in the game in the most recent patch, and I'm going to give my opinions on them. First, they fixed saving at small shelters. Awesome. I've been waiting for saving, that way I can actually create some sort of base and have fun playing the game instead of just traveling around and exploring the map. So saving has been fixed at small shelters. I'm not sure if they're actually working in temp shelters, so if you're trying to save, make sure you make a small shelter. They fixed an issue where the camera would spin around during a plane crash if a controller was plugged in. I never have a controller plugged in, but I guess if you play games with controllers and you generally don't unplug them, you're perfectly fine. They fixed an issue where enemies would start to disappear after a few days. This is great because I remember I had a glitch where I would sleep for 2 to 3 days just to try and get to daytime, and like occasionally it would get to daytime, occasionally it wouldn't, and I would have no more enemies and the game would just be boring. So now that should be fixed, and the enemy should always be a constant threat, and hopefully effigies are the same way. They only keep enemies away, they don't actually delete them. They improved tree collision, which could be for enemies walking through trees or for chopping down trees. They don't collide as much with other trees and that kind of stuff. Maybe they won't no-clip through another tree, or they won't no-clip through a person. They'll actually like kind of bounce or hit that thing and then fall a different direction. Pretty cool. They fixed the log cabin floating, which means the log cabin will no longer float once you start it. Generally, the log cabin would go to the ground after you made it, but now it's always on the ground, and you can see where it's kind of going to be built instead of waiting for it to be finished and then realizing that you placed it in a terrible spot. They fixed some leaves not connecting to trunk, meaning they made trees look nicer. They optimized a little bit by improved stuttering and performance, meaning it won't stutter as much for some people, as an FPS should be a little bit more fluid. It should stay within a certain range for certain computers, and performance, which also just helps the computers and people with lower tier gear and all that kind of stuff. They removed lights from blue cave creatures. I think that means that they kind of removed lights from the cannibals that were in the caves. So now it's just much darker and you really can't see them from distance. They also fixed so when you exit the caves, the trees no longer just all appear when you exit the cave. They're actually there as you exit. Just a little glitch. They fixed a glitch where cave sounds could be heard above ground. I can't tell you how many times that I was above ground and I heard cave sounds and I was like, there must be a cave nearby, but it was actually just underneath me. Then there's a few little fixes. Spelling mistake on shelter warmth in book was changed because just a typo. They improved collision in some cave areas, meaning you won't fall through the floor. They fixed missing cliff detail texture, meaning it should look a little bit better. Ocean shouldn't lose render texture on start. I actually had that problem in my most recent parts, and it was pretty ugly. They improved water visuals, and they fixed enemy head duplicating when you pick it up. And they also fixed the glitch where you could make infinite flare guns. Bada boom. That's actually pretty good because now you can't really, you kind of have to conserve your ammo for the flare guns, and then you have to switch over to Molotovs, and it's going to be a lot harder now because the flare gun isn't infinite. And the last two things is when you pick up arms, legs, heads, and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't auto-equip, it just goes straight into your inventory because people don't really want to use that kind of thing to kill some people. They also changed how the bird on hand does not appear as often. If you want to see this changelog in text form, I will show you in the description. That way you can just read through it, unless you wanted to listen to my voice. I'm going to do these changelog things every time there is an update because I like to do these things. I like to announce them on YouTube and get some people in here to be like, wait, this guy plays the forest. I currently have 12 parts, and I should be getting a lot more now that there is saving. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later.